August 22nd, Praying Down Walls. There is an expression in English that says, quote, to be painted into a corner, end quote. Imagine painting the floor of a room, but then realizing that you have wound up in a corner and cannot get out, except by walking over the fresh paint. You have to stay there until it dries. Sometimes our faith seems to paint us into a corner. We arrive at a situation, and like the wet paint on the floor, our faith traps us. We look at the situation, and either we have to reject God, faith, and everything we have believed in, or our faith compels us to believe what appears impossible. God brought the Israelites into a corner. After they had wandered for 40 years in the wilderness, God did not lead his people to empty, peaceful grasslands. God led them to one of the most strongly fortified cities in the whole area. Then they had to walk around Jericho in silence for 6 days. On the 7th day, God told them to shout, and that shouting, together with the trumpets, would bring victory. Read Joshua 5:13 to 6:20. What is God trying to teach the Israelites? Shouting loudly was not going to cause vibrations to trigger the walls to collapse. When God called the Israelites to shout, it was the same type of shouting that David writes about in Psalm 66. It says, "Shout for joy to God, all the earth. Sing the glory of his name. Make his praise glorious." Psalm 66, 1-2. This shouting was praise. After 6 days of looking at the huge walls, they must have concluded that they hadn't a chance of breaking down themselves. How does this idea help us understand the meaning of Hebrews 11:30? That says, "By faith the walls of Jericho fell down after they had been encircled for 7 days." When God is on the verge of doing something new in our lives, he may bring us to a Jericho, for he may need to teach us that the power to triumph does not come in our own strength and strategies. Everything we need comes from outside of ourselves. So, no matter what it is in front of us, no matter how insurmountable it may seem, our role is to praise God, the source of everything we need. This is faith in action. From the book Patriarchs and Prophets, page 493, it says, "By faith the walls of Jericho fell down." The plan of continuing this ceremony through so long a time prior to the final overthrow of the walls afforded the opportunity for the development of faith among the Israelites. It was to be impressed upon their minds that their strength was not in the wisdom of man, nor in his might, but only in the God of their salvation. They were thus to become accustomed to relying wholly upon their divine leader. God will do great things for those who trust in him. The reason why his professed people have no greater strength is that they trust so much to their own wisdom and do not give the Lord an opportunity to reveal his power in their behalf. He will help his believing children in every emergency if they will place their entire confidence in him and faithfully obey him. God bless.